a massive blast right in the heart of New Delhi. Conflicting reports are flying everywhere, and an entire city is on edge. Tonight, we're digging into the Red Fort explosion to try and answer the one question on everyone's mind. Was this some kind of tragic accident or a deliberate attack? Welcome to the Global Warwatch Network. If you want to stay informed on critical global events just like this one, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. We appreciate it. You've probably seen the headlines, "A huge explosion rocks Delhi near the Red Fort metro station." Initial reports are talking about multiple casualties. But the real question is, what really happened here? Let's get into it. All right, first let's unpack the incident itself. We need to understand the initial chaos that erupted on what was supposed to be just a regular Monday evening. So picture this, it's 6:50 p.m. A massive detonation just goes off in a parked car near gate number 1. It's loud, it's violent, and it's just the beginning. Within 5 minutes, the fire is already spreading, engulfing 3 other cars and causing secondary explosions as their fuel tanks go up. By 7 p.m., fire crews are on the scene, but it takes them a solid 40 minutes to wrestle that inferno under control. An incredibly chaotic first hour. The scene was one of absolute destruction. The blast apparently started in an illegally parked car, but it didn't stop there. It took out 4 vehicles in total. The shockwave itself was powerful enough to shatter huge glass panels at the metro station entrance. Debris was thrown everywhere, and we're even hearing about structural damage to the station's facade. This was no small firecracker, that's for sure. And nothing tells this story like someone who was actually there. An eyewitness, a local vendor named Mohammed Imran, said, "There was a huge blast. The entire area shook. I saw people running, screaming, some badly burnt." That really paints a picture of the pure terror on the ground, doesn't it? Now, beyond the flames and the twisted metal, the aftermath was just filled with confusion. And that brings us to what's become a real battle of numbers, the conflicting reports on just how many people were hurt. It's the most critical question, and right now, nobody seems to have a straight answer. Exactly how many victims were there? And the numbers are all over the place. On one hand, you have local media outlets reporting at least 9 people killed and more than a dozen injured. But then you have independent sources, people on the ground, like rescue volunteers, hospital staff, and they're suggesting the number could be much higher, maybe even over 12 fatalities. And all the while, official authorities have released no count at all, just silence. So why the officials' silence? Well, authorities are saying it's because the search is still ongoing. And here's the grim reality. They're worried that there may be victims trapped inside those completely burnt-out cars, which, as you can imagine, makes any quick identification almost impossible. Okay, so with all this uncertainty swirling around, the official investigation has kicked into high gear. The scene is secure, and now the focus is shifting to one thing: finding out what caused this. The Delhi Police Special Cell, along with their forensic teams, are leading the charge. They've thrown up a 30-meter security perimeter, and they're focused on 2 critical tasks right now: combing through hours of CCTV footage from the market and the metro, and carefully collecting forensic samples to test for any traces of explosives. Right now, investigators are looking at this from 3 different angles. 1, could it have been a tragic mechanical failure in the car? 2, what about an accidental fire that just got completely out of control? Or 3, the most chilling possibility of all, was this a deliberately planned act of terror? Every one of these theories is on the table. But here's a piece of information that's really pushing investigators toward that third option. Early reports suggest the car that exploded had been parked there, stationary, for several hours. And that fact alone raises a very serious suspicion that this vehicle might have been deliberately planted. This suspicion of a planted vehicle isn't just a hunch. It's leading investigators to start connecting the dots with other recent intelligence and to seriously probe a potential terror connection. And to really get why they're taking the terror angles so seriously, you have to know about the Faridabad RDX module. This was a huge counter-terror bust, where police recovered a staggering 300 kilograms of RDX explosives. That recovery was linked to a man, a Dr. Syed, who was allegedly in the middle of plotting a series of blasts all across Delhi. So look, while there's no official link yet, the circumstantial evidence is starting to stack up. You've got recent arrests of suspects tied to ISKP, You've got the timing of this explosion, you've got the choice of target, a crowded, public, and deeply symbolic location. And of course, you have that potential connection to that massive RDX seizure. For security analysts, this is starting to look like a pattern. And this is where things get really serious, on a whole other level. You have to understand that India's counterterror doctrine is crystal clear. If this blast is traced back to any kind of foreign support, it won't be treated as just a crime. It will be treated as an act of war. And that changes everything. So, with stakes that high, you can bet the city's response was fast and massive. Let's take a look at what it means for Delhi to be on high alert. The lockdown was immediate. The entire capital is now on high alert. That means extra security is being deployed everywhere. Metro stations, malls, government buildings. Elite units like the National Security Guard are on the scene assisting. Major roads in the area are completely shut down. The metro station is suspended, and local businesses have even closed their shops voluntarily. The city is holding its breath. And we have to remember why this location matters so much. This isn't just any street corner. The Red Fort is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a powerful symbol of India's sovereignty. An attack here isn't just about physical damage, it carries an enormous psychological and symbolic weight. And so, as the forensic team sift through the debris and investigators chase down leads, this whole incident leaves us with a really chilling and urgent question. It forces us to ask, just how secure are our most iconic and symbolic public spaces really? That's the latest on this developing story. Of course, we'll keep tracking it as more information comes to light. Thank you for joining us for this Global Warwatch Network Explainer. If you found this useful, please do us a favor and hit that like button, share this with someone you think should see it, and make sure you're subscribed. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this situation? Let us know down in the comments. And you can join the conversation on our social media. All the links are in the description below. Stay safe and stay informed.